Now, I always have a little bit of fun with people when they look at the bike at a meetup or something and they say, oh, what year is that or what model or what? They never saw one like that before. And I always say, oh, yeah, it's a limited edition. It's one of one. That's pretty limited. And of course, it's all a spoof anyway. It's my custom rendition of what I think Kawasaki could have made this bike look like if I designed it. And you can watch it all in 4K. Just adjust your device. Now it's totally crazy. We're going through an extreme hot spell, and I found the only way I can deal with this realistically is to get up super early, get out on the road early, and get back early. And that is a good tip if you're riding in hot weather. So with the bike pre-flighted in the cool of the garage, it is time to get out on the open road, take care of the farm, and get out of here before it gets too hot. So actually a lot of the motorcycle manufacturers and the car manufacturers too have gotten into making these limited editions, and I see the badges on some of the cars you walk around, or over in Motorcycle Mall there's several manufacturers have limited editions, and I just think, oh, that's pretty cool. If that you want to have a limited edition, it's one of 1,000 or one of 100 or whatever. And I know Dale has a very cool limited edition with a little gold plate on the triple tree. But whatever makes you happy. But what makes me happy is having a bike that I have the only one of. I don't know, that's kind of egotistical, but it works for me. Anyway, I got to feed the fish. I got to check the flowers. I picked some fresh flowers for Karen this morning. She's out in the garden every morning with me doing her thing, weeding and whatever. Of course, having a limited edition of anything is kind of cool, whether it's model trains, model planes, motorcycles, cars, whatever. Cool. And this bike, much like an SV650, it overperforms what you expect it to do. And the fact that you can make it unique in appearance, to me, that's a big thing, because the performance is already there. It's already an all-weather fighter. It's already a bike that gets great mileage and does a lot of things well. And the final piece of the puzzle is to make it a limited edition. That's so common in motorcycling. You want your bike to be custom, one of a kind, or when you go to a meetup, people see the bike and recognize, oh, there's so-and-so's bike. You want that uniqueness that a one of one has. And there's so many ways you can make a bike your own. A lot of people opt for a loud exhaust, or for some other modification to make the bike louder. And a lot of people like to just do paintwork or do custom touches. And the problem is, I like to do it all, and I like to do it myself. I remember when Luciano got his first Ducati, and I remember thinking at the time it was rare to see a Ducati. We'd go up to Perkins, and there'd be every kind of bike in, and all of a sudden somebody'd come around a corner with a Ducati. You'd say, whoa! And everybody'd run over and look at, oh, it's a Ducati, look at that, wow. And now, because they've become so popular and so, I guess, common is not a complimentary word, but they seem to be a lot of them around. Obviously, they're desirable bikes, and they are very focused at what they do. But there's a lot of them, and sometimes you look at that, they line up 10 of them, and you can't tell which one is yours. That's what I like about this bike. I always know which one is mine. Now, in my riding area, where I tend to do a lot of my riding, there's a lot of things have to happen. The bike has to handle real well. The roads are bumpy and slippery. In the winter, they're salty. And a bike with a real stiff suspension, it's not fun to ride there. This bike has a very nice, comfortable suspension, handles well. It's perfect for the back roads. And I remember getting invited by a guy that I didn't know real well. He said, "Oh, come with us. We're going to ride Sunday." I said, "Where are you going to ride?" He said, "Oh, we're going to go all the way to the end of the turnpike down by Philadelphia." And I thought, oh my God. To me, I hate Route 80. I hate any flat, straight road. I don't find that entertaining. Some people do. Some people buy a bike and they want to spend their whole life on and imagine the turnpike, it's a $15 toll or something to ride on a straight road with a lot of cops and radar. That's what I like about where I ride. But I've adapted these bikes to ride in this area, and that's the part of motorcycling that I really enjoy at this point in my life. And that's the real beauty of motorcycling itself, is you do what you feel like doing, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, and you do things to the bike that entertain you. Now, on a day this hot, I always try to stay hydrated, and I always try to get as much of the ride to be in the shade as possible, and as much on the back roads as possible. And I always think back to Joe Roselli, who said that the best thing I've ever heard when you argue about who has the best bike: ride the bike that you enjoy. Ride it where you enjoy riding it, when you enjoy riding it. Don't let other people make up your mind for you. And I do that right now. But right now, it's time to turn around, get back to the farm, and have some iced tea. You got some of that nice iced tea for a hot husband? Boy, did it get hot at the end of this ride. Ooh, it got hot, baby. Okay, iced tea next. If you only knew how good that iced tea tastes after a ride. And look, this is what we got for today's harvest today?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, look at this. We're going to be eating beans tonight for supper. Beans and iced tea. I got to put the bike away and go sit in air conditioning. Now, after a big giant glass of iced tea, I look over at the thermometer. It's already 90 degrees, no wonder. And it's supposed to go into the mid-90s. Boy. But it's a beautiful day, and it's great getting out early and riding in the shade, and get home early, and have the iced tea ready. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button if you did, and thank you so much for watching.